how growing up in purity culture and fundy evangelical world impacts my relationship with my boyfriend today. Might be too much Lumi Glotion. I'm using this big bottle for the first time and I think I'm using too much. I'm gonna be glowing. I've been dating my boyfriend for 2 years and sometimes I wonder, is it cultural differences or is it purity culture? In my mind, being serious about a relationship means that you need to meet their family as soon as possible, because I grew up where you dated each other's family, where people courted, and where you had to have parental permission to date someone. Relationships were all about the joining of two families, not two adults consenting to a relationship with each other, but about two families approving of their adult children being in a relationship. And I put a lot of expectation on meeting his parents, and then I realized after I met them, they are cool people, but they didn't need to approve of me for me to be in a happy, long-term committed relationship with my boyfriend. The second biggest thing, probably one of the biggest things I had to overcome even before dating my boyfriend, not feeling shame about being horny. That's why I love Sabrina Carpenter so much. Sabrina Carpenter heals all this internal shame that I grew up hearing and feeling and being taught about being a woman and being interested in sex. But when I started dating a man, it became really difficult for me to become embodied when it came to my own sexual desire and to not feel like I was performing for my boyfriend. And I had to think about that quite a bit and think about my relationship to my horniness and whether it was about me or about fulfilling the expectation that purity culture taught me about how sex was for a man and women existed to make men sexually happy. I'm gonna make some trad wives unhappy, but I had to overcome the realization that I felt like I was dating a man to depend on him. Even though I had dated people before and dated women in the past and I had never dealt with this, as soon as I started being in a long-term committed relationship with my boyfriend, I suddenly wanted him to take charge. And not because I didn't want to make decisions or be in charge. It was because I felt like he was the one who was supposed to make the rules. That was the way women and men were in a relationship with each other, and that my actions should please him. These are ideas that I brought into the relationship that came out after years of being told that my existence was to please a man, and that when I'm in a relationship with a man, I'm supposed to be under his authority. Purity culture exists to control women and to enforce rigid patriarchal rules of society on women and men, and it harms both women and men. I'm so glad that is not the expectation that I have on myself or my boyfriend today. And I'm curious, if you grew up in purity culture, have you experienced anything similar to this? What kind of detangling did you have to do in your adult relationships to separate healthy relationships from purity culture, fundy nonsense?